Partnered Metcon. Okay, so first thing, just warm up as usual. So it is a Jefferson curl to start off with. So Jefferson curl, taking whatever weight you have, kettlebell, dumbbell, bar, whatever it might be, stretching out the hamstrings. So remember, if you have good flexibility, you just might want to step up onto a box, a step or something, okay? So if I'm using my dumbbell, feet nice and close together, pushing the knees right back, so keeping those knees nice and straight, tucking my chin in, lowering myself down, keep my head tucked in between my arms, letting that weight pull you down to increase the stretch. Is that okay? If you've got good flexibility, you're able to touch your toes. As I said, just step up onto a box, holding that for about 30 seconds, about 45 seconds or so. After that, it is dog up, dog down. Okay, so press up position, keeping the legs nice and straight again, driving the heels into ground, pushing the hips up into the air, tucking your head in between your arms, holding for about 5 or 6 seconds, then coming down and all the way up. Try and make sure we are keeping our hands directly underneath your shoulders, okay, and we are driving those hands into the ground. Okay, so lifting the chest up as much as we can, then rocking all the way back into your position, first position, and we're just going to alternate, holding about 5 or 6 seconds in each position. I'm just going to alternate that 3 times each round. Then the last thing I'm going to do is just a wide stance groin stretch. Okay, so all this is really is just getting nice and wide with your stance, so as wide as you can manage. Okay, I want you to keep your toes pointing forward. Okay, so really wide. Okay, from there I want you to keep your legs nice and straight. Okay, from there sitting right back, all the way back. You can rest your hands on the ground, and then I want you to come up onto your heels. So just on your heels, toes pointed up and away, and then we're lowering down a little bit more, nice and slowly. Okay, getting into that bottom position, and we're going to hold for 30 seconds. When you're finished, just turn your feet flat on the ground again, walk your feet in, and then just standing up nice and slowly. So it's just an alternative kind of groin stretch for you. Is that okay? So the actual Metcon then. Okay, so this is a partnered Metcon. It is going to be a case of I go, you go after every single movement. Okay, so it's I go, you go after every movement. So one person will complete one movement, next partner will come in, they'll do it, first person will move on, and alternating like that. Is that okay? So there's a good bit to this, but it is just for 2 rounds. Okay, so every second movement is going to be 8 burpees. So every second movement is 8 burpees, whether that is chest to floor, straight arm, okay, or off a raised platform. Every second movement, okay, is 8 burpees. So you're going to start with 8 burpees. Then your next movement is snatches. So it is 10 snatches. Okay, so every other movement is going to be for 10 reps. So it is 10 snatches, and they are alternating snatches. Remember again, as we've been saying with our snatches, is a slightly wider stance. Okay, always keeping our chest up, keeping the weight nice and close to you, almost like you're pulling your t-shirt up and letting that weight up overhead. Okay, so it is up and all the way up overhead, alternating, so we can change the weight down, on the ground, whatever you're comfortable with. Once you've 10 of those done, it is back to burpees. Okay, after the burpees, then it is 10 goblet squats. Okay, so taking your weight, okay, all the way down, bottom of your squat, back up, all the way up and down for 10. So all right, once you've that done, it's back to burpees again. Then it's going to be cleans. Okay, so cleans are just bringing it to our shoulder. Okay, so all the way up, getting it so we can do just from a hang position. Okay, remember if you're using a kettlebell, okay, you're going to have to keep that weight a little bit closer. Okay, so with a kettlebell, if you're doing your cleans with this, okay, so it's really important that we keep that weight close, because if you don't, it's going to come away from your body, it's going to turn over too heavy, and it's going to come down and it's going to start whacking on your wrist, and you're going to come away with a really sore wrist with that. So you need to keep it really close and let that kettlebell naturally turn over. Okay, so naturally kind of turn over on you. Is that okay? So after the clean, it's back to burpees. Then it is kettlebell swings, kettlebell or dumbbell swings. Okay, so kettlebell dumbbell swings. Remember, it is hip dominant. Then it is back to burpees, and then you're finishing off round 1 with thrusters. Okay, so thrusters. Okay, front rack position, all the way down and punching all the way up overhead. With the thrusters, do all 5 on your right side first and then finish off with the 5 on your left side. Okay, so I would do 8 burpees. For example, Gavin would do 8 burpees, then I will do my 10 snatches, he will do his 10, then 8 burpees each, then it is 10 goblet squats each, then it is 8 burpees each, then it is 10 cleans, 8 burpees, 10 swings, 8 burpees, 10 thrusters. One works at a time. Each person must complete every movement before moving on to the next one, and it is 2 rounds for time. Is that okay? Super stuff, guys. We are going at 9:30 tomorrow morning. It is a partnered Metcon, so it'd be really good if we could get lots of people on first thing tomorrow morning.